Max Landis is the most famous scriptwriter of all of Hollywood. And that's not just because of his successful movies Chronicle or American Ultra, but more so because he's got charisma and he shares his movie business experiences with us. Also, he's really good at what he's doing. Dirk Gently's holistic detective agency is absolutely awesome. Max is creative in a constructive way. That means ideas are a dime a dozen really. So yeah, you can have thousands of good ideas, but what you really need is the skill to make them into a working product. Be it a book, a game or a television series. That takes willpower, consistency and the kind of drive that Max has, that we all want to have and therefore should worship him for. In this great world of tomorrow, we should all want to become a little bit more like Max. But not all the way, because this kind of emotional power can get you into a lot of trouble. The first time I saw Max was when he was hanging out with the Red Letter Media crew. And well, I was fascinated. And then I watched his web video, Wrestling Isn't Wrestling. If you haven't seen it, you're welcome. Seriously, you gotta watch that video, it's awesome. If you love wrestling, you will love this video. If you haven't got the slightest idea about wrestling, you will love this video. So go watch this video right now. Oh, what? You're still here? Well, let's try to make it worth your while. So, what Max does is he's pitching movies, right? Because he has so many, he's just sharing them on the internet. As I said, they're a dime a dozen. But even so, most creative people like to lock up their ideas in a little box inside of their heads. Because they're all infected with the intellectual property virus. And always think like, one day I will turn those ideas into something profitable. Okay, I get it. But it's still bullshit. If you had an idea for a year or two and didn't do anything with it, what are the chances that you ever will? 0 to 0 they are, so stop clinging to them. They are just clogging up your system. Better set them free, clear your mind, so new ideas can come flowing in. Maybe that's what's going on in Max's mind, or maybe I'm totally wrong. But anywho, I want to share some of my ideas with you. So, here's an idea for a movie or a TV series or a manga. It's about magical girl wrestling. Obvious, right? I came up with it after watching Max Landis' wrestling film, so I guess I owe him for that. I never really pitched a movie myself before, let alone to a camera, so let's see how this will turn out. Okay, so there's this world where wrestling is real. I mean, it's not staged, okay? Guys like The Rock, Yokozuna, Hulk Hogan and so forth are fighting for real. In that world, The Undertaker, for example, is a real undead guy. So it's a wacky world, a little bit over the top, as if WW wrestling were for real. So in this world, we have two brothers trying to get by. Think tough rocker guys like lots of muscle, leather, motorcycles. Diesel is a great example. Or all the guys from The Expendables. Let's hope they are available. But back to our brothers. They are hitting on hard times, man. They are having a tough time not getting anywhere in the business. Because the other fighters, they are just better than them. Stronger, more aggressive, with more style. The brothers are funny guys, but they don't stand a chance. Think Tremors. Basically a bunch of charming losers trying to make it in the world. And then those guys stumble upon an artifact that turns them into Sailor Senshi. Wait, what? What's a Sailor Senshi? Well, you know her? Yeah, that's Sailor Moon, baby. Senshi basically means warrior, and sailor comes from schoolgirl sailor suits. So a Sailor Senshi is basically a Japanese schoolgirl with superpowers, fighting monsters and stuff. Another common term is magical girl. So Basically, our guys find this artifact, and when they touch it or something, they turn into cute little Japanese magical girls. So basically, this guy here turns into this little lady. Our brothers are still themselves and think in English, but when they speak, the words come out as Japanese, with cute girly voices. So we basically need 2 muscular rocker guy actors and 2 cute Japanese girl actresses. But inside, there are still those rocker guys. So their Japanese choice of words will be kinda rude. Believe me, Japanese has this whole thing about rude street slang. It's just perfect. We will use the original Japanese voices with flowery subtitles. Now the thing is that as long as they are transformed into Japanese magical girls, the wrestling brothers have these awesome powers. They are super elegant, but at the same time super tough and strong like a steam engine. Kaboom! And of course, they can shoot fireballs from their hands. So, what will our brothers do? Of course, they secretly become this new team of kick-ass Japanese cuties, and their career takes off like crazy, man. They basically start winning all their matches, and also because they are so stylish, the media just loves them. They gain a huge fan base practically overnight. Once they are transformed though, they cannot immediately transform back. They have to remain in their magical girl bodies for exactly 24 hours. And then they automatically transform back, whether they want it or not. So there's a lot of potential for comical situations, mix-ups, crazy love triangles and all kinds of really weird stuff. Probably enough to fill a whole season if it's like a TV show. If it's a movie, then you could just brainstorm 100 possible situations, then pick the 5 most memorable, and you're golden. But at its center, it's still an action drama. So the real drama comes in when it turns out that those magical girl powers don't just exist for their own sake. Remember Sailor Moon? Well, you probably don't. So let me refresh your memory. Yeah, they all die in the final showdown. I guess you didn't know that. Spoilers? Well, in the end, that means that obviously some evil power will have to make an appearance and threaten to destroy the world. So the brothers will have to find their true calling. This could lead to all kinds of a final showdown. Maybe a beam of light shooting up into the sky, or maybe something more original. It's probably best to keep the final confrontation in some kind of wrestling context though, to keep it tight. Well, that's the basic idea. From there you can spin it into all kinds of stories, depending on the media that it will appear in. Everything's possible, from a web series, anime, TV series, feature film to a classic manga book series. Actually, I originally came up with that idea to appeal to a girl that I fell in love with. She was a wrestling fan as well as a cute girly girl, with pigtails, short skirts, cute voice, the whole package, man. And she wanted to become a manga artist, so I thought this could give us something to work on together, you know, like our own manga project. I know, stupid, right? Well, fortunately for her, and unfortunately for me, she dumped me before I could even tell her about this idea. Maybe she wouldn't have liked it anyway, because it's crap, or because somebody else already came up with a similar idea. I don't know. Sounds original to me though. So, here it is, up for grabs, I don't care. I couldn't do anything with this anyway. Just mention me in the credits and hand me that G5, and I'll be as happy as can be. Or leave it be. Then I'll pick it up myself once those first fully automated virtual reality film studios come around. That might take another 10 to 20 years, I guess, but if I manage to survive until then, I think I'll do it myself, because I really want to watch this. But enough of that. For some real entertainment, the next thing you should do is watch Max Landis' video. Wrestling isn't wrestling. Even if you've already watched it, now's the time to watch it again. You know I'm right. Also, I recommend this video where Max and the Red Letter Media guys watch Double Down. It is epic. You can find both links in the video description. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends. If you didn't like it or have additional thoughts or recommendations, please comment. I read everything and take it to heart, so please be kind. Bye bye! Back body drop! Woo! See? It works.